Hello, you're listening to the OmniTalk Fast 5, brought to you in partnership with Microsoft, the A&M Consumer and Retail Group, Takeoff, Sezzle, and Silk.
We take off today with big news out of Aldi. And
all right, that's right, Chris. Aldi plans to roll out a new online grocery platform very soon that will offer pickup and delivery service in as little as an hour across the U.S. So according to Grocery Dive, the platform is a result of a joint partnership between Aldi and Spryker.
Spryker.
I feel like we're both wearing black today.
It's kind of funny, actually. Yeah, like
the sprockets, right?
That's
the sprockets.
You probably just offended like 500,000 people.
I know. But so Aldi and Spryker, a German e-commerce technology company. So Aldi's own employees will fulfill click and collect orders that come through the new service, while Instacart workers will still, for the time being, be handling delivery orders that are placed on the platform. So Spryker CEO Boris Lakshin said in an emailed response to questions sent by Grocery Dive. It should also be noted that Aldi has for years outsourced all of its online grocery services to Instacart, from inbound order handling to fulfillment, regardless of the fulfillment channel shoppers choose. So, Chris, I want to know.
Yes.
What does this headline signal to you about Aldi making their own way?
Yeah.
Going their own way.
Going their own. I can go my own way.
This is going to become very.
That was great.
It's going to become
we
very
both hit
relevant
that at the
later.
same time. Wow, we're so on the same page today. All right. Well, it signals to me a hell of a lot. It signals to me, number one, that Aldi gets the punchline to the joke. That's first and the biggest point here is that, and it's smart for Aldi to try to wean itself off of Instacart. Mm-hmm. It gives Aldi a number of things. It gives Aldi control over its first-party data.
Yep.
It allows them to probably handle in-store pickup more profitably in the long run instead of relying on Instacart to do that.
Totally.
And my favorite part, it ends up relegating Instacart to the status of a white label service provider for in-store picking and delivery.
Yes.
Which, for Instacart, is still a very tenuous proposition because there's a lot of people that can do that. There's nothing that differentiates one service from the other in that regard. So my only question now, the last point I would have is, does Instacart's valuation go down again after this announcement, after we just heard it did last week? It has to, right?
I mean, if people are paying close enough attention, Chris, it absolutely has to. Will it? I don't know. I don't know that this is like a big enough warning sign for people who are not like intimately paying attention to what's going on here. I think that what sets out the warning bells for me, Chris, about this is that Aldi made this claim that they're moving in this direction to save their customers more money. So like you said, like if it's not financially feasible to have Instacart in there doing all of your picking, to be doing all the process, it does bring it down to just delivery. And then you're just bidding it out at that point in time. And it's a race to the bottom. Like Instacart, what is it that you're providing? I think we're going to see a lot of other retailers following Aldi's footsteps. And I think the other point here, too, is when you consider store labor. So Aldi's store labor is picking and packing the groceries now. We also have seen Aldi do tests with the checkout-free stores, also in London, like we talked about with Tesco and Trigo. And if that continues to move in that direction, which I assume that it will.
Yeah, for sure. 10 years out.
Now you have these resources that are available, moving from cashier checkout to, being able to pick, pack, maybe even deliver. Like, you don't know.
Yeah, you don't know.
There's so much more opportunity. So I think it's really important for everyone to be paying attention to Aldi going in this direction, and then who else follows after this.
Yeah, that's a great point. If you start looking 10 to 15 years out, that will likely happen, and it's a shift in the labor force to do that. It's a great point. The other last thing I would say is it just brings to mind again that Instacart's probably going to get acquired here at some point. I've always thought Walmart would be the perfect suitor for it, but it's going to be on the cheap too, I think, ultimately, but we'll see what happens.